I've been making a bunch of good Minecraft mods, so I thought I'd be a little bad today and give you guys the worst Minecraft update ever. To start off with, I added crafting animations to Minecraft. Crafting like this is unrealistic, so now when you craft something, you first have to watch this animation where you grab the tools on the side of the crafting table, try them out to make sure they work, place all the necessary items down, and then painstakingly assemble them piece by piece. And don't even think about using an autocrafter, because now that's just a baby villager in a foreign country who's forced to craft the items for you. And smelting was already slow, but now you have to watch yourself shovel coal into the furnace and put on oven mitts to take items out. Repairing something with an anvil now means watching yourself hammer the item once for every durability that was lost. But I'm a nice guy, so when you enchant, you only have to watch a magical being read and annotate every single page of the enchanting table book first. I'm actually so nice that I'll let you pay real money to speed up the animations, although I made it so that you'll need to pay real taxes too. Once a year, all these tax guys are going to come out of the new IRS building to collect your taxes, which means you'll need to figure out how many emeralds you owe by crafting this new computer and clicking it to enter the spreadsheet dimension where there are lots of big numbers. Your goal here is to bring back the smallest number you can find, and I'm talking about physical size, so if you find a small big number like 900,000 but it's only a block wide, that's still better than a big small number like 14 but it's 6 blocks wide. I also added sales tax to the game, which means instead of costing 12 emeralds, a diamond pickaxe might cost 12.5 emeralds. And to make the math easier, I added everything from 1/100th of an emerald to 99/100ths of an emerald. To make sure you always have the right change, you can give a villager an emerald and they'll break it into emerald hundredths for you. But just like in real life, you can't control what they give you, so they might give you 100 emerald pennies, or they might give you 30 different coins, and having all this spare change in your inventory kind of sucks. So to solve this problem, I added homelessness to Minecraft. If a villager's home gets destroyed, they'll have to sleep on the streets, unless a kind stranger places down a bench for them to sleep on. The only problem with this is that it lowers the property value of nearby houses, so homeowner villagers will turn the benches into anti-homeless architecture benches with rails in the middle, and then the homeless villagers are back to sleeping on the floor until they can collect enough donations to buy a new house. Now this is a great and charitable way to spend your emerald pennies, but you could also spend them by getting on your computer from earlier and going to this new Amazon.com website where you can get any item delivered to you. Having diamonds delivered to your door is way better than going mining. But what's even better is that if you get something big, like a bunch of different blocks, it'll get delivered in a big cardboard box. And once you've opened your package, you can give the cardboard box as shelter to a homeless villager, so you've saved money and done a good deed. You might be thinking, Fingies, you've solved homelessness and added same-day delivery to Minecraft. How can this be the worst Minecraft update ever? And to answer your question with another question, how do you think they get items delivered to you so fast? Your Minecraft world is now full of Amazon workers and drivers and warehouses, to the point where you can't punch down a tree without getting hit by a truck. And instead of building your own base, you'll just have to live in an Amazon warehouse because there's no space for even a small house anywhere anymore. Also, there are these bottles everywhere. On the bright side, you won't have to pay property tax since you don't own any, but you will still have to pay for this new insurance feature. And the way that works is instead of dying and then picking your items back up, now, after you die, an insurance agent will pick up your items for you, and then you can just go to the life insurance company to get them back. Well, actually, first you have to craft a phone like this and call the insurance company to schedule an appointment, but not before being on hold for a couple of hours. But then, the insurance company will give you back your items. Well, actually, they'll give you back some of your items based on how much life insurance you were paying beforehand. And I spent a lot of time coding this, so to make sure you don't skip it entirely by just not dying, I made it so that you don't regenerate health naturally anymore. And instead, you'll have to go to this new hospital structure where they'll give you some hearts back in return for literally tens of thousands of emeralds. On the bright side, you can get a job as a nurse that pays a couple emeralds an hour, or you can go to Minecraft medical school for 7 real-life years and get a job that pays hundreds of emeralds an hour. which will be helpful for paying off your student loans. I already ruined crafting with the crafting animations, but crafting is only half of Minecraft. So I thought I'd ruin mining too by adding one specific tool to mine every block. You can use this new lawnmower to break moss, summon a terracotta warrior to mine terracotta, or use global warming to break coral reefs. And most tools are pretty obvious, like you use a bone saw to break bone blocks, use a key to break chains, and use a bookshelf remover to break bookshelves. But if this is too much to remember for you, I also added specific efficiency enchantments for every block, so you can now get enchantments like waxed, oxidized, chiseled, copper, efficiency 3. But getting enchantments is still random, which isn't great, especially since you have to wait for the animation too. Swords are great for combat, but we shouldn't be using them on animals. So now you have to use a fork to kill regular edible mobs, and you have to use a spoon to kill the soft, squishier mobs like a slime. And for stuff that's kind of in between, like these tadpoles or these frogs, you can use a spork. Obviously, instead of sharpness, you'll also need forkness or spoonness or sporkness, which all have their own special hit particles. All these new items and enchantments and emerald hundreds are going to make your inventory a mess, so I also added pockets to the game. You can craft them with some leather, but to make sure you use them, your inventory now starts off like this. And speaking of pocket you have to really make sure this is the worst Minecraft although you'll start to look silly after a while. Minecraft when you're looking through your inventory, it'll show this digging through your pockets on a completely unrelated but note, in real life, cocoa beans you can't really see what's in your pockets. So I made your inventory dark if you liked homelessness, and now you just kind of have your taxes in the tax dimension or Pokemon. You'll please like the video. I'm adding tax evasion next time, and they're so subscribe to not miss it, and I'll see you soon. But all that matters is that you can stuff items in their mouth to use them as a pocket, which is great for when your own pockets get too full. To make sure you use this feature, I removed chests from the game, and now you have to rely on stuffing this Snorlax so full of items that they're flooding out of his mouth. And speaking of mouths, to really make sure this is the worst Minecraft update ever, I made Minecraft British. Villages are now cute and British looking, but what's not cute are these British villagers, which get transformed into British zombies that obviously have British skeletons. Guardians in British Minecraft are now Buckingham Palace Guardians, which means underwater monuments are now the Buckingham Palace. Although you might have noticed we're not really underwater, since British Minecraft replaces all the water in the game with tea. This regular tea just has tea leaves in it, but Asian biomes have boba tea instead, which have boba in them that you can pick up and eat. And red biomes have ginger tea, which have gingers in them that you can pick up and eat. All tea will stain the surrounding blocks though, and you'll need to use charcoal to scrub out every side of every block to get the stains out. But on the bright side, this also works on a British villager's teeth. On a completely unrelated note, cocoa beans have also been replaced with Mr. Cocoa Bean. If you liked homelessness, or paying your taxes in the tax dimension, or Pokemon, please like the video. I'm adding tax evasion next time, so subscribe to not miss it, and I'll see you soon.